Welcome to your yoga mat. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get started in a child's pose. So allow those knees to come to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together, arms reach forward. Forehead can come to the earth or a block. And then see if right away you can allow your shoulders and armpits to sink a little bit closer to the earth. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale through the nose, send that breath all the way into the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Take a deep breath in. And this time, press the air out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Create that ocean wave of sound known as your Ujjayi breath. It's a warming breath, but more importantly, it's a breath that you can bring the mind to. So when all those little buggers of thoughts start working their way into the head, you can return your attention, your mind, to your breath. Walk your hands and your head over to the right for a little bit of a stretch in the left side body. You reach those left fingertips further forward and sink your hips back toward your left heel. Ocean wave of sound with the breath. Bring the arms back to center. Deep breath in and out. Walking the hands and the head over to the left. Reaching a little bit further forward with the right fingertips and then sinking the hips back toward the right heel. Arms come to center for a deep breath in and out. On an inhale, rise to tabletop. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll take a few cat and cows here to warm up the spine. Inhale, lifting chin and chest, tailbone, stretching out the belly. Exhale, round the back, send the gaze to the belly button. Inhale into a little bit deeper cow here, lifting chin, chest, tailbone. Exhale, round the back, coming into cat. Really push those shoulder blades up to the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round to come into cat. Come to a neutral spine, and now let's turn the hands so that the fingers point toward the knees. This is a deep stretch for the forearms. And then you might take a few more cat and cows. They won't be as deep because you're stretching out the forearms at the same time. So you'll inhale for that cow pose and exhale, rounding for cat. Inhale and exhale. I love these little stretches for the arms just because of playing some tennis and gardening. Come back to neutral, turning those fingers around. And then we'll bring the top of the left hand to the earth. Fingers point toward the knees. Wrist toward the front of the mat. You can kind of shift your weight around here. Find a little bit of a stretch for the top of the hand and that wrist. And then change sides. So the top of the right hand comes to the earth. You'll find that one is typically tighter than the other. Maybe you circle it around just a little bit, moving your weight, shifting that around. And then release that side as well. Right arm reaches forward, bicep by the ear. Left leg long behind you, hip height. Turn that pinky toe down, draw the belly in, find a lot of length in the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee, right underneath the body. Inhale, lengthen and stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, find that length. Floor dancer, bend the left knee, reach back with that right hand. Maybe you find the foot, pushing the foot into the hand, gaze over the right shoulder. Send the breath deep into the belly and press the air out on the exhale. Release, come back to that spinal stretch and set it all down. Inhale for a cow pose. Exhale, round the back to come into cat. Neutral spine. This time that left arm reaches forward, bicep by the ear. Push the earth away with the right hand. Reach the right leg long behind you, hip height. Dial down that hip. Take a deep breath in. Find your length. Exhale, elbow to knee. 3 times total. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow meets the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Bend that right knee, reach back, floor dancer. Gazing over the left shoulder, lifting that back knee to hip height if possible. Feeling that stretch in the right quadricep. Release, come back to the stretch. Set it all down. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes under. Send hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. It's easy to let our mind wander if we're looking at a lot of different things during our practice. So see if you can set your drishti, your gaze, right between your feet, sending the hips a little bit higher. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, wave it forward to a high plank. Lift the right leg 1 inch off of the earth. Hold it there. Change sides, lifting the left foot 1 inch off of the earth. Draw the belly in, feel the strength of the right leg holding you up. And release that leg, right knee to right tricep. Step it back, left knee, left tricep. Stepping it back, right knee, left tricep. And step back, left knee, right tricep, working the twist. Step back, hold this plank. And lower to the belly. Hands stay underneath the shoulders, but perhaps walk them back 1 inch. Squeeze the elbows to the back of the mat and allow the shoulder blades to lower towards the low back. Push down into the feet, lift into a cobra. Lifting chin and chest, drawing the pelvic floor up toward the rib cage. Hold the pose, but not your breath. And lower down. Send your arms long at your sides, palms face down. Flex the feet, toes point out, heels in. On an inhale, lift chin, chest, arms, legs hover. Locust pose. Deep breath in, pulling the pelvic floor up toward the rib cage. Lower it down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Rise up to tabletop. Come to tall knees. Tuck the toes under. Hands come behind the head. Twisting to the right. Open the arms up nice and wide. And then reach that right hand for that back heel, left arm to the sky. This is a half camel, stretching out the front side of the body, strengthening the back. Return to the twist. Hands come behind the head and come to center. Twisting to the left. Opening up the arms nice and wide. Reaching that left hand for the back heel, right arm to the sky, gaze up. Push the quadriceps forward. Draw the belly in. Return to the twist. Hands behind the head. and come back to center. Hands to the earth, down dog. Lifting hips to the sky, push the hamstrings to the back of the room. Walk the feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift here. Exhale to fold. Separate the feet hip distance apart. We'll take a ragdoll. Nice deep knee bend here. If you'd like to bring the palms to the earth, that allows you to really gaze through the legs while you feel pretty stable. And then maybe you make a picture frame of the face. Swaying side to side. Letting all of those thoughts that you still have just simply roll off the back. Releasing the drama of your day, the drama that tends to just be accentuated in the mind. Release those hands to the earth, toe, heel, feet together. Lift halfway once again. Maybe the hands come to the shins, crown of the head reaches forward. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale, root down to rise tall, Tadasana. Exhale, high twist to the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm forward. Inhale, come to center. See if you can keep your hips centered as you exhale and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Samastitihi, lifting the knees and thighs, drawing the belly in and softening the shoulders. Allowing this to be one of the many important rituals of your day. Let's take a cycle of breath in gratitude for someone or something. And a cycle of breath in forgiveness of yourself or of another. And a cycle of breath to set an intention. I am, and fill in that blank. I am patient. I am present. I am calm. We'll take 3 sun A's today. Opening the eyes, release the arms to your sides, palms face forward. Inhale, arms to the sky, Tadasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Let's pause here because even if you've done yoga for years, we can tend to get pretty sloppy in a chaturanga. So first pay attention to the weight in your hands. See if you can bring just a little bit more into the thumbs. And then lift the thighs and knees toward the sky. Spread the shoulder blades across the back. Shift your weight forward so you're on the tops of the toes. And lower just halfway. So bend the elbows to the back of the room. Draw the belly in. Lead with the chest. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale it back. Downward facing dog. And of course that entire sun A flow can be done on the knees. Take another deep breath in. Exhale it out. On the inhale, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise tall, mountain pose, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Set up your chaturanga, maybe coming to the knees, lower halfway. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Inhale, come to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, Tadasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale to step it back. Chaturanga, on your knees if you please. Inhale through, upward dog. Exhale it back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, step it forward, spin the back heel down. Draw that right hip back, rise up, warrior one. Allow the lower body to surrender. Soften the shoulders. And exhale it to the earth. Stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, step it forward, spin that back heel down, draw the left hip in, rise up, warrior one. Not here for very long enough to surrender into the legs, to soften the shoulders. Exhale, hands to the earth, step it back, chaturanga, or you can skip it and head right to a down dog. Let's do that one more time. One breath per movement this time. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal out your feet a little bit here. Find your breath once again. Calming down the drama of the physical body and the mind. Inhale, root down into that left leg, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale to step it forward, low lunge. Draw that right hip in, back heel stays lifted this time, airplane the arms. Reaching those fingertips back as the crown of the head reaches forward, draw the belly in. Left hand to the earth, right arm to the sky, low lunge twist. Right hand comes to the earth, step the left foot forward, big toes together, sink the hips down to the earth, lift the arms to the sky, chair pose. Hips lower a little bit more as you sink your weight into your heels. Right hand comes to the hip. Inhale, reach the left arm a little bit higher. Exhale, twist to the right. Elbow comes outside the thigh. Palms come together. Right elbow to the sky. So this is a great place to stay in this twist. But those of you who'd like to try an arm balance, I'm just going to face you here. You'll drop your bum to your heels and lift your heels off of the earth. Stay with the twist. Elbows outside that right knee. Release the hands from one another and bring the right elbow outside the right hip. Fingers spread wide, and you fall onto your hands off to the side. Then lift the body a little bit higher, bend the elbows, and like a teeter-totter, lower the head toward the earth as you squeeze the thighs together and the legs may lift. This is a side crow, but it's a variation. Side crow is typically done with just one arm underneath the legs. And we'll all come back to that chair twist. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana. Back heel is lifted. Left knee is lifting toward the sky as well to really engage that back leg. Deep breath in, reach tall. Exhale, high twist to the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm forward. Draw the belly in, Enhance the twist by breathing only into the lungs. That way you can twist a little bit deeper. Gaze comes forward, stay with the twist. We'll make our way to revolved half moon. Left hand can come to a block or the earth. I like the block. Underneath my left hand, lift that left leg, right arm to the sky as you twist the heart to the right. Breathe into the discomfort. Bend the front knee, step the left foot to the back of the mat, and see if you can rise back into that twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fist of fire. Here comes the challenging part. Inhale, crescent. When you want to just release it, exhale, fist of fire. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, fist of fire. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands to the earth. Runner's lunge. Release the back leg. Toe heel the right foot forward. Stay at tall arms or come on down to your forearms for a few cycles of breath here. Making sure the front ankle is in front of the knee. Rise to tall arms. Tuck the back toes under. Send the right leg high to the sky. Three-legged down dog. Bend the knee. Stack the hips here. Keeping the shoulders square, but opening up the side body. Straightening the right leg. Stepping it forward. Rising up. Warrior one. Drawing that right hip in, really pushing into the knife edge of that left foot. And we'll straighten the front leg. Maybe you step the back foot in an inch or two, right hand to the hip, left arm reaches tall. Setting up pyramid, exhale, hinge forward halfway. Once you come to that flat back, reach the right arm forward, and then exhale, releasing hands to the earth or a block. Crown of the head reaching toward that big toe as you draw the right hip back. And one way to do that is to really lift the shin and the knee toward the thigh. Gaze lifts. Make your way to standing splits, lifting the left leg toward the sky. Draw that right hip in. Lift the torso as you come to fingertips. Engage the glutes. Reach the arms long behind you to come into airplane pose, lifting the torso into an upward dog chest. And not worrying if you fall out. This is a tough pose. Tough transition. Flex the left foot, drawing the pinky toe down, and then bend the front knee and step into warrior two. This is a hip opening warrior pose. Push down into that right heel and back into the knife edge of that left foot. Interlace the fingers behind the back, pushing knuckles down, gaze up. Exhale, hinge forward into a humble warrior variation. Crown of the head comes down toward the earth. You're inside that front leg. And bowing to your inner strength here, knowing that you can make it through this practice. Let's rise back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Right arm reaches to the sky. Turn the hip bones so that they face forward, setting up triangle pose, Trikonasana. Right arm reaches a little bit higher to lengthen the right side body. Exhale, hinge forward. Let those hips reach to the back and then release the right hand to the shin or ankle, left arm to the sky for triangle, Trikonasana. Rising back to warrior two. Deep bend in that front knee. Push down into the heel. Flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Right arm's reaching up and back. Gaze might be down. It might be up. I prefer down. It allows me to breathe a little bit deeper. One more deep breath in as you reach further. Exhale, hands to the earth, stepping back for a high plank. Side plank is next, right hand to center. Left arm to the sky as the heels shift over to the right. You can stack the legs, you can bring the right knee down. Push the earth away. Maybe there's a little bit of a bend to that right elbow. It'll help if you're shaky. But remember, all that shaky is really just strength. Top hand to the earth, high plank. Take a chaturanga or head right to down dog, which is where we will all meet. Taking a few cycles of breath here. Settling into stillness. Let the inhale nourish the body. Let the exhale truly cleanse you. Root down into that right foot and use the inner thigh to lift the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Back heel stays lifted. Airplane the arms. Really think lengthen the spine here. It's like a mountain pose spine as the crown of the head is reaching forward. And then we'll release that right hand to the earth, left arm to the sky for that low lunge twist. Top hand to the earth. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Big toes come together. Sink the hips down, rise up, chair pose. You're squeezing those inner thighs toward one another, but at the same time, you're lifting the arches of the feet. Left hand to the hip, right arm reaches taller. Exhale, twisting to your left. Hands come together. Near heart center, sink the hips lower, lift the heart. Stay here in the twist, or try that side crow on this side, and be okay with not getting it today. It's all just trial and error, right? So lower the butt toward the heels. They're lifted. Release the hands so that the left elbow can come outside of the left hip. You're creating a shelf for the side of your leg. Fingers spread wide. They're shoulder distance apart. Lift the hips so you're a little bit higher on the triceps. Push down into the hands, draw the belly, and squeeze the inner thighs. As the head lowers, the legs lift like a teeter-totter. We'll all return to the twist. Exhale, hinge forward. Gotta move my mat here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to step that right foot back, low lunge. Arms to the sky, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Deep breath in, lift that back thigh toward the sky. Exhale, high twist to the left. Drawing the belly in, sending your gaze a little bit further back. And then the gaze comes forward. Stay with the twist. Revolved half moon. Right hand to that block. It's a little off to the right. Right leg lifts, twisting the right rib cage to the left. Slowly bend the front knee, reach the right foot to the back of the mat, rise into that crescent twist. Inhale, return to center, crescent lunge. Exhale, fists of fire, bend that back knee. Inhale, crescent, you've got this. Exhale, fists of fire. Inhale, crescent, training the body to stick with it. Exhale, fists of fire. Inhale, crescent. And now we release, hands to the earth. Runner's lunge, releasing the back leg, toe heel, the left foot way forward. And then forearms, arms onto a block, or tall arms. Keep the breath flowing. Rise to tall arms. Tuck the back toes under. Send that left leg high to the sky, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, stacking the hips here. Dial down that left shoulder. Push the right hamstring to the back of the room. And then we'll straighten that leg, stepping it forward. Spin the back heel down. Rise up, warrior one. See if you can square off the torso. There might be a slight turning of the hips. Straightening the front leg, stepping the back foot in. Left hand to the hip. Right arm reaches taller. Draw the belly in. Lead with the chest as you hinge forward, pushing the hips back. Come to tabletop. Left arm reaches forward. And then lower pyramid pose. Let go of the tension in the shoulders and the neck here. See if you can have a little bit of a micro spin of that right thigh toward the earth. Lift the gaze and make your way to standing splits. Right leg to the sky. Left hamstrings pushing toward the back of the mat as that hip draws in. Engage the glutes as you come to the fingertips. And make your way to airplane pose. Dial down that right thigh a little bit here. Reach the fingertips to the back of the room. Set your drishti. Flex the right foot. And then slowly make your way to warrior two. Pushing into the knife edge of that back foot. Gaze is forward. And feel that left heel pushing down. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Gaze goes up. Exhale, hinge into humble warrior. Bowing to the strength of those who surround you. Slowly rise up, warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg, left arm to the sky. Turn the hips so that those hip bones face forward. Reach a little bit taller. And then on the exhale, hinge into triangle pose. So you're pushing the hips to the right as you hinge forward. Your gaze can be up. You might even line up your chin with your shoulder. Or if that is not working for you today, your gaze can be straight ahead. It can be down. You do want to just check in to make sure, though, that your hand is growing straight out from your shoulder. Slowly return to warrior two. Push down into the front heel, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, keeping that beautiful lunge in the left leg. On an inhale, reach a little bit further back. Exhale, hands to the earth, stepping it back for high plank. Left hand comes to center, side plank here. Spinning the heels to the left as the arm reaches to the sky. Lift the hips a little bit higher as you push the earth away. Top hand to the earth, high plank. Come down to the forearms here, forearm plank. Spread the shoulder blades across the back. Gaze forward a bit. Draw the belly in, thighs lift. Lower the hips down to the earth, Sphinx pose. So elbows are underneath the shoulders, arms straight out in front of you. Spin the inner thigh up toward the sky. If this is not enough for your low back and you want to push into the hands and straighten the arms, feel free to do so. And then we'll lower down onto the earth. Bring your right hand underneath the shoulder, left arm out to a T. We're going to open up our shoulders here. So push down into the right hand to spin yourself over to the left. You want to keep that arm out at about 9 o'clock. And then I like to step my right foot behind my left leg. And again, many of the activities we do are hard on the shoulders, or if we're sitting during the day, we're constantly bringing those shoulders in, and this opens them up. Spin back to center. We'll change sides here. Left hand underneath the shoulder, right arm out to a T at about 3 o'clock. I've got to move myself over, running into the wall. Spin over to the right. And then maybe step that left foot behind the right thigh. That foot behind you just allows you to rotate even deeper because now you have the support of that left leg. Roll back to center. Hands underneath the shoulders, push on up. We'll come to a hero's pose, so knees together, feet slightly outside of the hips. So quite a few people like to sit on a block for this. It allows you to just kind of sink in, especially if your bum doesn't come all the way down to the earth, which mine does not. So a block underneath the sacrum is a great enhancement for this pose. And you can stay right here, or you can walk your hands behind you, opening up the heart, gazing up a little bit, supporting the neck by engaging the abdominal muscles. Another option is to come all the way down. So I grab for my feet and bring my forearms down to the earth, sending the crown of my head back, and opening up the chest and heart. You can see this is a really deep stretch for the front of the thighs. If you are experiencing knee pain, you'll want to just stay in that original hero's pose. Slowly make your way out of the pose, coming to a tabletop. And then lifting the feet and just kind of rotating the ankles. And then we'll make our way to a cross-legged seat. Hands come to the knees, closing the eyes. Release the right ear to the shoulder. Tilt the chin toward the left collarbone. Ear to shoulder. Head to center. Opening the eyes, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand to the knee, right arm behind you, tall spine. Push your seat into the earth. Send your gaze as far back as you can to release the eyes. Return to center, hands to the knees, closing the eyes, releasing left ear to shoulder. Tilting the chin to the right collarbone. Ear returns to shoulder, head to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand to the knee, left arm behind you. And again, you're lengthening the spine as you push the earth away. Not really like a strong push, just using that to kind of lengthen the spine and send your gaze far back behind you. Coming to center, stretch those legs long in front of you, Dandasana, arms at your sides. Flexing the feet, this time spinning the inner thighs downward. Inhale, arms to the sky, maybe a slight bend to the knees. Exhale, hinge forward, long spine. So you're reaching the crown of the head toward the big toes. Your hands might land right next to you. They might reach for the soles of the feet. Try not to round the back. You're really looking to lengthen the low back. Slowly rise up. We'll come onto our back for an inversion. If you have a block, a block underneath the hips can be amazing. I like it at the medium height. and feet straight up to the sky, arms long at your sides. Another option, of course, is a shoulder stand. So for shoulder stand, bring your elbows fairly close together, hands to the low back, feet up to the sky. Make sure that you don't have a lot of weight in the neck or the head. Your weight is really in the arms and then the shoulders, but primarily in the arms. Inversions allow us to calm the central nervous system. Lately, I've been finding with everything that's going on in our world and kind of feeling that lack of control over things, that when I first get into the inversions, I actually experience a little bit of anxiety. And I think that's normal because the body doesn't necessarily want to be calmed down. It's in somewhat of a fight or flight mode. And so you have to sit with the pose to really get the benefit. We'll all make our way to a deaf man's pose. If you've got the block underneath you, you're lifting your hips and sending the legs behind you. Deaf man's means that you're bringing those knees to squeeze into the temples. Your feet might reach behind you. It's a little bit earlier in the morning for me today, so I don't have quite the mobility I sometimes have. Arms can be down on the earth to support you, or they can be holding the low back. Make sure you've moved the block off to the side, and we'll roll on down, finding happy baby pose, reaching for the soles of the feet, knees and feet open nice and wide. Push the feet up into the hands as the hands pull down, and feel that low back rooted down to the earth as opposed to lifted. Draw the knees into the chest for a squeeze. Release the feet to the earth. Cross the right thigh over the left. Arms go out to a T. You're going to shift your hips to the right just a little bit as you release the knees over to the left. Gaze to the right. Twisted root. You can keep squeezing those inner thighs together a little bit. Slowly come back to center. Release the feet to the earth. Lift the hips to center yourself. Cross left thigh over the right. Move the hips to the left an inch or two. Release the knees to the right. Gazing to the left. And come to center. Draw the knees into the chest. One final squeeze. Reach for the soles of the feet. Lift the forehead. And release into Shavasana. Final resting pose. This will be a guided Shavasana today, just so that you can allow yourself the time to really focus without worrying about how long is this going to be. So begin by allowing those heels to sink into the earth. Let the ankles release and the feet flap open. Send the breath to the calf muscles and allow them to sink in. The muscles that support the knee joints release and the thighs become heavy. The entire lower body that roots you to this earth and moves you from place to place is heavy, loose, and relaxed. Let your breath create some space in the pelvic floor. allowing the right hip to release and then the left hip to let go. Your center of creation is released. Let the low back soften and the belly soften. Letting go of your center of intuition for just a few moments. Giving it some peace of mind. As the breath travels up the spine, feel the muscles that support the vertebrae. Let go and relax. Your heart, the center of love, releases as the chest opens and the shoulders release and relax. The arms become heavy, letting go of tension in the forearms and any remaining tension in the thumbs or the fingers, letting the palms soften toward the sky. Let the neck soften, the area that gives you your voice in this world. Takes a moment to just relax, to simply be, creating some space between the teeth and between the teeth and the cheeks, softening the eye sockets and letting the ears release as well. Creating some space between the eyebrows and sending your breath right through the crown of your head. Stepping outside of the body and visualizing yourself on this earth. Sending yourself peace and love as you simply breathe. And then drawing awareness back to the body by moving the head from side to side. Finding movements in the fingers and toes and stretching the arms overhead for a full body extension. Arching the back on an inhale. And on the exhale, bending the knees and rolling to your right, using your arm as a pillow. We'll press ourselves up to Sukhasana, cross-legged seated position. Hands come to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling thumbs to third eye center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Bowing forward. Namaste.